Very good morning to all. First one is RTD. Second one is thermistor. Okay, you already studied about the RTD and the thermistor all. You studied the characteristics of these two transducer in your transducer and measurements lab. Okay. Let us discuss the characteristics, how these two transducers are used to measure the temperature, then how to detect the temperature, then how to convert the change in temperature in terms of change in resistance, because these two temperature transducers are basically works on the thermoresistive effect. Thermoresistive. Thermoresistive means input temperature, output is the change in resistance. Okay, so particularly these two transducers are basically classified into two groups. One is positive temperature coefficient, other one is negative temperature coefficient. Okay, positive temperature coefficient means all the metals are having the basic property of the parameters called system parameter called temperature coefficient. It is always constant for each metal. So the temperature coefficient of metal varies from one metal to another metal. Okay, so that coefficient, when you apply temperature on the metal, some metal increases resistance, some metal characterized by decreasing in its resistance, output resistance variation. So if input temperatures increases, the output resistance increases, then it is called positive temperature coefficient. Negative temperature coefficient means if input is increasing, output resistance decreasing almost exponentially. That's why the RTD, resistance temperature detectors, particularly famous RTD is platinum 100, PT 100 and PT 1000. These two are widely used in industries for detection of temperatures. Okay, so PT 100, RTD is all called PTC. Then thermistor, we already discussed about thermistor. Thermistors are nothing but thermal resistors. It is made up of semiconductor devices. Okay, so various semiconductor devices are available in nature. So using the semiconductors, we can construct, utilizing the property of thermoresistive effect, we can detect the change in temperature. So thermistor, thermal plus resistor is called thermistor. So it is the best example for negative temperature coefficient. Okay. First, to see what is the characteristics of resistive temperature transducer. So initially, resistance temperature detector RTD so initially the relation between resistance and temperature, relation between resistance temperature is suggested by a Callender van Dusen. He okay, Jagadishwari, Logeshwari. Okay, so the resistance temperature relation is suggested by a polynomial equation by Callender van Dusen. So RT equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T plus beta times T square plus gamma times T cube. Okay. So this is according to the standard IEC 60751 standard. They devised the various temperature groups. Here the alpha, the beta, the gamma. So these three are temperature coefficient of metal. Okay, temperature coefficient of metal. So the temperature coefficient of platinum, according to this standard, they devised for platinum. So the platinum value is alpha equal to 0.00391 ohms per degree Celsius. Ohms per degree Celsius. Okay. So beta coefficient value is minus 5.78, 10 power minus 7. So gamma value is minus 4.183 into 10 power minus 7. So this is a higher order polynomial equation. So this is actually this is not the linear relation for the characteristics. So we approximated this equation into a linear form. So this is our linear equation. This is similar to y equal to mx plus c. This is the linear equation. Okay, mx plus c. So similar to this, RT equal to R naught plus R naught alpha T. Okay, R naught alpha T. This condition satisfies when T equal to 0 degrees Celsius. When T equal to 0 degrees Celsius. That is when T naught is considered as a 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. So here the RT is nothing but resistance at particular temperature. R naught is nothing but resistance at initial value or at 0 degrees Celsius. We also now we regularly calibrate the RTD at having R naught value 100 ohms, at T naught is 0 degrees Celsius. Alpha is 0.00. Actually, this alpha value varying from 0.00388 to 0.004. Okay. So the various characteristics. What are the, see here, both resist RTD and thermistor should be measured using a ohm meter in the digital multimeter. You have to keep in resistance mode in digital multimeter. So whereas your thermocouple, say if you connect thermocouple, use voltmeter mode, millivolt output. Okay, so thermocouple millivolt, thermistor and RT in ohm output, ohm meter. You have to use ohm meter, measure the output of these two. Okay, so keep in your mind. So this is the various characteristics of metals. Basically, there are 4 types of metals can be used. Metal or metal alloys both can be used. So here very famous metals are nickel, copper, platinum, and molybdenum. So 4 metals are normally used to manufacture the RTDs. So while selecting the material for this, we have to consider first thing is linearity. Okay, linearity. Second one is accuracy. Third one is cost. So we have to make a balance between cost and the accuracy and linearity. If we require more accuracy, you go for some other type. If you want more linearity, you go for some other sensor. If you go for low cost, you go for some other sensor. So according to the linearity, you see, when compared with these 3, platinum is more linear, whereas nickel is highly sensitive. See, when compared with this slope, if you apply, you take a region up to this portion, this nickel gives linear, but it is limited range of measurement. But copper is all little bit greater than sensitivity of the copper metal is greater than platinum, but copper also having nonlinear behavior. So since the both range and nonlinear behavior of these nickel and copper, we are not preferring for temperature measurement in industries. Okay, whereas platinum, even though the platinum is having low sensitivity, this platinum sensitivity is very low. We are preferring platinum for industrial measurements. That's why PT100 is very famous in industries. Okay, so let us see the various metals and the range of metals. Okay, see the platinum metal, the temperature range of platinum PT100, best you can take it as PT100. So PT100. Why it is called PT100? The metal used to manufacture is platinum. 100 is 100 ohms at 0 degrees Celsius. 100 ohms at 0 degrees Celsius. That's why similarly the range is from minus 200 degrees Celsius to 850 degrees Celsius. Very wide range of measurement. Okay, PT100 as well as PT500 and PT1000. There are three types of platinum RTDs available in the market: PT100, PT500, PT1000. Okay, for all the measurement range is minus 200 to 50. Plus 850 degrees Celsius, plus 850 degrees Celsius, not Kelvin or Fahrenheit. The temperature coefficient of platinum is varying from 0.0038 to 0.004. 0.004. The main feature of this platinum is more linear, very long range. But the major drawback of platinum, the platinum metal, the platinum ornaments, say jewels, are more costly than even gold, right? So the platinum PT100 is costly when compared with all the temperature transducers. PT100 is costly because of the rare metal, very costly metal, platinum. Then next is nickel. This nickel range is very low, minus 80 degrees Celsius to 260, because it is linear only in the initial range. Only in the initial range it is linear. So, but after that range, after 260 degrees Celsius, it behaves non-linearly. Okay, non-linearly. The advantage is very low cost, but range is very less. Similarly, copper is from minus 200 degrees Celsius to same plus 260 degrees Celsius. Its alpha value, temperature coefficient of resistance value is 0.0043. It is also low cost. Copper and nickels are very low cost. Similarly, low range, low cost and low range. Then next metal is molybdenum. This molybdenum is range very low, but the temperature coefficient is 0.003. Sometimes it is designed with the temperature coefficient of 0.0038. Similar to platinum, is low cost. This molybdenum sometimes act as alternate sensor for platinum 100. Okay, PT100 instead of PT100 for very low, below 100 degrees Celsius, we can go for molybdenum because it's of low cost. Okay, how to find the alpha value for any temperature RTDs, any resistive temperature detectors. How to find alpha? So the alpha value you can simply derive from the relation. So this is RT equal to R0 1 plus alpha T. Okay. So this T this if T naught is 0, we simply put T. T naught, if T naught is 0, we simply put T. If instead of, suppose we are taking T naught as room temperature, say T naught equal to 25 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Celsius. In that case, we have to consider T1 or T2 or T naught equal to 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, T naught equal to 25 degrees Celsius. In that case, what is R naught? R naught is different. Clear? So when T naught equal to 25 degrees Celsius, R naught is different. So in that case, your RT equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T minus T naught. T minus T naught. Okay, T minus T naught. T minus T naught. So if you solve this, if you multiply T naught into 1, sorry, R naught into 1, R naught plus R naught alpha into T naught minus T minus, sorry, T minus T naught. So if you solve this, you bring alpha to left hand side, the RT minus R naught in the numerator. So RT minus R naught divided by R naught into T minus T naught. So let us calculate the value, say alpha value. You can compute, you can easily compute alpha value. So alpha value is RT, suppose R naught is 100 ohm. Assume R naught is 100 ohm. So in that case, what is T naught? T naught is 0 degrees Celsius. So resistance of RTD, platinum RTD, 100 ohms, T naught equal to 0 degrees Celsius. So assume that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. In that case, what is your RT? Suppose 139 ohm. You are getting 139 ohm. So R naught is 100 ohm. So T is 100 degrees Celsius. So 100 degrees Celsius minus 0, 100. 100 into 100, 10,000. So in the numerator, 139 minus 100, 39. So 39 ohm divided by 10,000. 10,000. So what do you get? 0.0039. 0.0039 or 3.9 into 10 power minus 3. Okay, minus 3 ohms. Here the numerator unit is ohm, denominator 100 ohm, 1 ohm, then degree Celsius into degree Celsius. That's why ohms by ohms degree Celsius. This is the coefficient of platinum 100. Value is 0.0039 ohms per degree Celsius. Okay. So before starting our discussion, let us recall the various formulas, various units of temperature. So different temperature scales. These are called scales, not units. Scales. What are the various scales of temperatures? Degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, Kelvin, then Rankine scale. So these are all 4 famous scale available. Please remember this relation. If you go for competitive examination, this will be useful. Okay. So degree Fahrenheit, you see at 0 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit is 32 degrees Celsius. When 100 degrees Celsius, the Fahrenheit is 212 degrees Celsius. Mostly, if you watch TV channels, they used to tell the weather forecast. So today's temperature is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. 110 degree Fahrenheit. But 110 degree Fahrenheit, you can calculate, say 110 degree Fahrenheit is how much degree Celsius. So simply substitute here. Say today's temperature is very heavy, say 100 degree Fahrenheit. 100 minus 32. 100 minus 32, 68. 68 into 5 divided by 9. You can tell the value for in degrees Celsius. You can calculate. Similarly, if you go to a doctor, doctor says your degree is very high. It is more than 100 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. So degree, there is a relation between degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. Okay. So if you take the span, say input, assume, we can easily formulate this relation. Okay. How to formulate this relation? You just take a graph. So it is starting from 32 degrees Celsius. When 0 degrees Celsius, this is 32. Okay, 32 degree Fahrenheit. When 100 degree Celsius, 212. When 100 degrees Celsius, 212. Okay, so you just draw the line, take the slope, simple slope. So what is this dy del y by del x? So what is this? Is 212 degree Fahrenheit. This value is, sorry, this value is 32 degree Fahrenheit. So what is this difference? This difference is 180 degree. So this del y by del x, if you just follow this relation, y equal to mx plus c. Yes, mx plus c. What is m slope? What is slope? Here 180 degree, 180 Fahrenheit divided by 180 divided by this difference 100. So 180 by 100. How much? You cancel this. 9 times 2. This is 20. 9 times 20. 5 times 20. So 9 by 5. This is m slope. Clear? So slope is 9 by 5. So y is, what is y? Degree Fahrenheit. So this y axis is degree Fahrenheit. So degree Fahrenheit equal to 9 by 5. M is 9 by 5. What is x? X is degree Celsius. So degree Celsius. What is the intercept? What is the c value? C value is the intercept, that is 32 degrees Celsius. Just add this. So if you manipulate this relation, you will get this equation. Similarly, the Kelvin scale is simply computed from the degree Celsius by just adding 273 to the degree Celsius. Similar to this, the Rankine scale value from 492 to 692. Actually, Rankine scale, when 0 degrees Celsius, the Rankine value is 492. 492. Here 492 plus 180. 180. 672. 572, 672. Sorry. So similar, sorry, the 492 plus 180. 492 plus 180, how much? 180, 2, 7, 672. So 672. Rankine value is 672. 672 Rankines at 100 degrees Celsius. 492 Rankine at 0 degrees Celsius. Similar to this relation, you can also compute. So relation between Rankine and degrees Celsius is 9 by 5 degrees Celsius plus 492. The different types of RTD based on the sensing element. So thin film elements, then coil wire wound elements, and coil type of elements, the sensitive in the sensitive portion is made. So this is the sensing element made up of thin film similar to strain couch. So thin films, very thin film is made with the substrate. So this thin film, these two are leading wires, leads to connect the wires for measurement, for change in resistance. So these thin film elements are machine made, high temperature resistivity, very cheap. It can withstand a high shock and vibration in the industrial modules, suitable for industrial temperature. Excellent speed response because of its very small size, like your strain couch. So you can made PT100, PT500, and PT1000 using this thin film type of RTDs. Next is wire wound element RTDs. See this wire type of wound like a coil. So this type of elements are two types of wire wound elements. Then one is glass molded, other one is ceramic molded. So the external thing is this capsule, the sheath. Inside the sheath is made up of glass or ceramic. This is not like thin film. Thin film is machine made. This is handmade, but this is expensive. But this is cheap. Thin film elements are cheap. If you cost around if you go for market, this thin film RTDs cost around 500, below 500 degrees. Sorry, 500 rupees. Okay, 500 rupees. If you go for here, this more costly because it requires more platinum elements to wound on the ceramic or glass. So it cannot, since the glass materials and ceramics are brittle in nature, it cannot withstand the vibration or shock in the industry. Okay. So this is basic construction of general resistance temperature detectors. General resistance detectors. So this is connect lead wires for taking resistance, measuring resistance. So this is insulators. This is insulator. The external cover is called sheath. These two are leads to connect the connections to the lead. So this is the sensing portion. So sensing portion is always available at the bottom of the sheath, that thermowell type of sheath. Okay, these two are leads. This is industrial RTD. This is industrial RTD. This is very mostly if you go to industries, the industrial RTDs are in this fashion. Okay, you see here also the sensing portion is here. So the sensing portion is for PT100 is platinum. So then the insulator leads in magnesium oxide. Then RTD probe sheath. This is sheath. This spring loaded mounting for vibration avoidment. Spring loaded. So removable retainer here. Terminal block for getting the making connection between external wires, connecting leads. So this terminal block for connection, the external connection. This are either this way or this way, connection head. So the terminal block for connection head here, not this way. This is closed. I will show you the real RTD. So this is real RTD. Okay. So the internal constructions you are seeing here. So this is real industrial RTD. So this way is lead wires taking out. So this is closed. Okay. So this is one industrial RTD. The sensing element is available here. Okay, sensing element. So we should immerse the RTD into the process at least 1/3. So 1/3 of the sheath element. So inside, if you see these insulator along with the support. So this is inside the RTD. Okay. So this is the sensing portion. Okay. This is the sensing portion of RTD. This is the sensing portion. So this is nothing but terminal blocks. Terminal blocks. So this is placed inside. These are all called ceramic insulators. Understand? Next is what are the different types of RTD available in industries based on wire, 2-wire RTD, 3-wire RTD, and 4-wire RTD. Okay, 2-wire RTD, 3-wire RTD, and 4-wire RTD. So 2-wire RTD, this is RTD element inside the sheet. So we are taking out with the leads. So the lead resistance also included. Okay, so the total resistance detected here is the platinum element resistance and the lead wires together. So what happened? So because of this lead wire resistance also included in the measurement, it shows it leads to error. Okay. So to avoid such lead wire, we are going for next configuration called 3-wire RTD. So in 3-wire RTD, from the sensing element, one lead wire is taken out, directly out. In another side, there are 2 lead wires are taking out. So R1 and R2 another one side, R3 in another side. So the change resistance across here is R2 plus this RTD element resistance plus R3. Then across here, across these 2 lead wires, R1 and R2. When you subtract these two, we get RPT, the 100 resistance equal to RPT plus R3 minus R1. So that it subtracts the resistance between R3 and R1. So little bit the error is reduced here. Okay. In 4-wire RTD, one side 2 lead wires are taken out, another side 2 lead wires are taken out. So the top and bottom 2 lead wires are connected to constant current source. Actually, basically, there are 2 types of Wheatstone bridge. Mostly, we are detecting this change in resistance connecting across a Wheatstone bridge. Here we connect a Wheatstone bridge. One arm of the Wheatstone bridge, we are replacing this side. Similarly, here we are using one arm of the Wheatstone bridge with a modified wiring diagram for 3-wire RTD. In 4-wire RTD, one lead wire is excited by constant current source. Another, this R4 and R1, these 2 lead wires directly connected to constant current source to maintain a constant dissipation loss across the resistor. Okay. Whereas internal R3 and R2 lead wires are connected to digital voltmeters. So these 2 simply measure the drop across RTD. Okay. Why? We are passing the constant current source through the RTD. So when we pass current to the RTD, there is a drop. Okay. So that I into RPT. The drop can be measured using another 2 lead wires using digital voltmeter. So these 3 are the very famous wiring configuration for RTD. So based on construction, we can classify RTD is thin film element RTD and wire wound RTDs. In wire wound RTD, there are two types, glass molded and ceramic molded. According to the wiring configuration, we can classify RTD as 2-wire RTD, 3-wire RTD, and 4-wire RTD. So what is the advantage going for 3-wire and 4-wire? To neglect lead wire resistance, lead resistance. Okay. The important advantage, important specifications for RTD is, one is temperature coefficient, other one is the self-heating error, third one is the cost. Cost wise, it is cost. It is very high. Okay. So what is self-heating error? When we connect this, when we connect the RTD in the Wheatstone bridge network, okay. So RTD, connect the Wheatstone bridge network. This RTD, through RTD, some currents, normally 2 to 20 milliampere current is flowing through the RTD. 2 to 20 milliampere current is flowing through RTD. So because of this current flowing through the RTD element, there is when we pass current through the metals, there is a heat loss. That loss is called I square R loss. That I square loss is due to the current flowing through the RTD element. That error is called self-heating error. Okay, self-heating. So the normally alpha coefficient is defined, given, then dissipation constant. Dissipation constant of RTD is also given. So dissipation constant is, say, 25 milliwatt per degree Celsius is dissipation constant for measuring the I square R power losses, which is equal to 25 milliwatt for 1 degree Celsius range. So if you multiply 1 degree Celsius, you will get dissipation power of 25 milliwatt. So this is a very important relation for change in increasing temperature because of the self-heating error. How much temperature is increased because of self-heating error? So the additional error due to self-heating, that can be calculated using power loss divided by dissipation constant, P suffix D. Okay. Then you can get the change in temperature because of self-heating error. So you can calculate the relation between temperature and resistance, temperature in degrees Celsius, resistance in ohms. Then you can easily compute alpha value. Suppose we are estimating alpha value in the room temperature. First assign room temperature T equal to, or T naught equal to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, 30 degrees Celsius. Then you take this 30 degrees Celsius as first T naught. Remaining things are T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, etc. Okay. So what is the resistance? Actually, I forgot to tell you. The alpha value for platinum is 0.0039. Okay, 0.00039. Sensitivity of the platinum RTD is 0.39 ohms per degree Celsius. 0.39 ohms per degree Celsius. This is the easiest method of calculating the resistance value. Suppose 30 degrees Celsius. So you assume this value as 0.4 ohms per degree Celsius. So 30 into 0.4, 12 ohms. Initially at 0 degrees Celsius, 100 ohms. So 112 ohm resistance. So you can easily put here 112 ohms. 50 degrees Celsius, 50 into 0.4 ohms per degree Celsius. 50 into 0.4, how much? 20. So 120 resistance value. 120. 100 ohms, 140. 150 ohms, 150 into 160. 160. 200 into 0.4, 80. 180. So you can easily compute the resistance value here. Then simply substitute alpha value. To find alpha value, simply substitute the relation given. Alpha equal to RT minus R naught. This is R naught. this is R0, this is R1, R2, R3, etc. Then take the average value, you should get 0.0039 or 4. This is the approximate.